Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Coalition Talks About Things. And today we're going to talk about D23, which had one of its biggest showcases yesterday, last night, all depends on your time zone. But they covered Pixar, Disney, Disney Game, as well as I think they even showed Wolverine at one point, and of course Marvel and Disney Plus. But everybody's excited for Marvel. So we're going to kind of break down everything that has happened. There's been a lot of announcements. There's footage that we cannot show you because we don't want to get copyrighted. But if you do go to thecoalition.com, we will be breaking down all of the news there, including all of the footage, all of the panels, and also stay tuned to this website because all of the panels will be uploaded as well. So I am your host, Dana. I want to talk to you, Mr. Richard Bailey Jr. How are you doing? How was your D23 day one? And what have you've been excited about?
Yes, doing good, Dana. What's up, listeners and viewers? So D23, of what I've seen so far, it looks very interesting as far as the announcements. It is on the West Coast, so it did start late over here on the East Coast. You know, it was late at night last night when I think everything kicked off. But no, I'm looking forward to talking about a lot of things that got announced. Obviously, looking forward to seeing where a lot of these projects go. But this should be a fun conversation today.
Exactly. I am excited about this. So kind of the first stuff, they did start late, which I was like, oh, this is very Black people time. They started late. It opened with this beautiful like showcase of like, here's all the film clips, and then all of a sudden Dancing with the Stars, just like literally dancing. I was like, oh yay, rumba. And then we segued into Princess Diaries 3, which I know is your favorite Disney princess and Disney movie to ever exist. The franchise, you were like, yes, Queen, yes, Geneva, yes, Princess. So Anne Hathaway took on the stage. She took to the stage and she was basically saying she loves fans. She loves the fact that when people come up to her, they start reciting lines from Princess Diary and from The Devil Wears Prada, and congratulating her on the character that she plays in The Devil Wears Prada, getting rid of that boyfriend, because that was not a good boyfriend. Richard knows, because he was like, I can be a better man than he can. So with Princess Diaries 3, it has been basically like 22 years. I don't want to say since 2, but I definitely know since 1. We can't be all that old, but it has been over 20 years. And so the script has taken a lot of different directions, and they finally have it on track. What we're not going to get, who we're not going to get, is Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews says she wants to live a quiet life, and she doesn't want to do acting anymore. She wants to do audiobooks. Other kind of quiet engagements, which you can appreciate because Julie Andrews is like 185 by now. So I can deeply respect that. But they did have the first clip that they gave of Mia, and basically saying that, you know, this is her now grown up, stepping into her own, and her being in power. So what are your thoughts on what you told me was your movie of the decade?
Well, first and foremost, one correction. Definitely not my movie of the decade. I am certain that, my niece might like this movie. You know, she very much liked the princesses when we went to Walt Disney World before. So, yeah, she may like this movie to some extent. I would say it made sense for Disney to pursue this project because I know with Devil Wears Prada, when they announced and they released the second movie, it's like a lot of people were looking forward to that movie. I recall when I went on AMC to get tickets for another movie, that movie was like the movie where it was almost every seat was filled when it came out. So I think it made sense for them to pursue these other projects, you know, and obviously Anne Hathaway has been in a lot of movies so far this year. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense for them to pursue it. Will I check it out? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But Dana for sure is definitely going to check it out, and I look forward to hearing what she has to say about it.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie about that. But as I was stating before, we're gonna follow Mia into her transition of the Queen of Genova, and that this is going to be a direct inspiration from Mag Cabot's book series because you know Princess Diaries is based on a book. It's one of those kind of like feel good, like kids cute, it's go them cutesy books that you read. But in the book. So if we're following the book plot, it is going to be where Mia discovers that she has a 15-year-old half-sister who is named Olivia Robinson, who was born from a secret relationship from Mia's father. So drama and cheating and men ain't no good. And also, Olivia's mother passes away. So Mia now has to become involved with kind of helping her sister, her half-sister, on trying to gaining custody, and I don't think that they're gonna go in that complete direction because that's kind of I don't want to say dark. It's not as light and fluffy as a Disney Princess Diary movie would be. So that would be kind of interesting. But they did say that it's going to focus on Mia in her full power. So that should be good. And her maturity and the responsibilities of being a queen, and it's a coming of age story. So I am excited about that. We will have the return of Chris Pine and Robert Schwartzman. And as I stated, Julie Andrews is not going to be there. I hope they do not kill her like off screen or something. You know what I mean? Like Grandma dies. That's why she's not here. Because that would just be ridiculous and sad. She could just be on like vacation with her new boo. So, moving on from the Princess Diary 3, there we go. My trans thingy won't work. We now have, and also no release date. Now, moving on is one of something that I was absolutely excited about. I was sitting up there just hooting and hollering and yelping. If I could yelp. We have a new Simpsons movie, literally called The New Simpsons Movie. I am not sure if you heard about this, but this brought me so much joy and so much excitement. I am trying to pull up the stinking photo. But basically, the new adventures of a family, they featured this very rough cut, so it's still, and about animation, so that kind of stilted, like here's the storyboard and kind of look to it, where it is they're at a baseball game. This is absolutely hilarious. They're at a baseball game, and you know how you're like waiting there with your glove to catch the ball because like I'm gonna be real rich behind this, right? So the guy hits the ball goes flying. And for like a solid 5 to 6 minutes is the ball bouncing around and everyone chasing after the ball. And they end up going into the stadium, outside the stadium, Moe's beer, and all you see is like everyone running after this ball because obviously you want some money behind that ball. And it is the funniest thing I have not I said ever seen, but seen, where it again reminds you of just the pure humor and the ridiculousness and the chaoticness of The Simpsons. And now you're literally just watching everybody chase a ball, but it is so funny and it is so well done. And it's the most chaotic thing that we have. What were your thoughts on getting a new Simpsons movie?
Well, I think that's a great announcement. I believe I also heard that they did tease bringing back the game, the hit and run game that they released some time ago. So I think that's awesome. I mean, I'm surprised that The Simpsons is still around because I don't know what season they're on right now, but yeah, I look forward to seeing that. I didn't see the footage that you mentioned. I know it was funny. I'm sure it was funny, but yeah, I look forward to seeing that movie. Did they have a date for this one also, or is that to be determined?
Like more of a to be determined situation.
Okay.
Because they're still in the very rough cut of it, but it's very soon. It's very, very soon. I believe it's going to be either summer of, it should be around summer of 27.
Oh, whoa, okay. Awesome. Looking forward to it.
If not, yeah, nothing that I believe like seriously announced for 29. Sorry. But yeah, so here are like some of the images, if it does play, does it show for you? So
I
you
see
see
it.
what I mean? Like classic Simpsons moments. This is kind of the logo, a main thing. This pops up. If this pops up, so that's kind of what it looks like. And this is kind of from the chaotic baseball scene. Waiting for it to pop up.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you see like that, and then you see everyone chasing after the ball.
Yeah, those
And
storyboards look really good. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm sitting here and I'm like, y'all just started, but why does it look so amazing?
Yeah.
Y'all just started. So it is absolutely hilarious and ridiculous. And I'm so sorry about that. I am looking forward to kind of that entire movie. They did have an installation up where people can go and walk. Remember the meme where he's like walking back from in the hedges and he's going into the hedges? You could do that at the installation that they had at D23. So I thought that was very fun, and it is coming soon. So that is also a plus as well. And of course, we have more episodes of The Simpsons, which streams on Disney Plus as well. So going off on that. After that, we had, now this was something I was so excited about that I legit forgot existed. We have The Incredibles 3. And it's still happening. It is going to be released June 18th, 2028. Oh, and my bad, The Simpsons movie is September 3rd, 2027. So June 18th, 2028. Isn't it crazy that we almost about to hit the 30s? Crazy. But anyway, June 18th, 2028. This was great, hilarious, chaotic. They released a concept art and they shared story details. Basically, this is going to focus on the children. What is happening now with Bob? Remember, Bob is the father and the husband. Baby, he is going through it. He is older. He is tired. His body is not kind of what it used to be. He is breaking down. So we had that happen right there. And now it's going to be, let's focus on the kids, where they are starting to realize that everything is not as black and white in terms of evil and good as they thought it was. So Edna Mode is still back, and we're also getting a new villain, and also the returning characters. So obviously the mom, Jack, Dash. I forgot what the girl name was. Was it Valerie? I think it was Valerie. It's not Velma. It's Valerie. So they're all coming back as well. And so this is gonna, like, the goal is, refreshing new ideas, but now seeing the children's eyes, which I think that it's amazing. And we're gonna have a new supervillain, as I stated, with abilities that surpasses the Incredibles abilities. So this is where I'm like, well, is Frozone in it? I don't know if Frozone is in it. They didn't concentrate on Frozone, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun and exciting. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I did enjoy Incredibles 1 and 2. So the idea, if this third movie is going to really play around with the whole concept of whether somebody can be a hero or a villain, what are the gray areas with that, I think that's a really smart way to approach it. Obviously, I do have faith that Pixar can pull this off because they did a phenomenal job with the recent Toy Story movie and how they talked about basically technology, using the screen time, all that stuff. Because again, I see that stuff because I know I have a niece that is always on her screen and she's starting to do other things besides stay on the screen, which is great. But no, because of how that story was approached, I think I trusted they would do a very good job telling this story and really getting into the gray areas of whether somebody could be a hero or a villain, stuff like that. And as for the Frozone comment, I mean, come on, he got to be in there, right? I mean, that's everyone likes that character to some extent, right? So I do want to see where they go with that. But yeah, that's an awesome announcement. I will definitely be there to check that out.
I mean, I still to this day walk around saying, "Where's my super suit, honey? Where's my super suit? Come on, like he's iconic." And Samuel L. Jackson is doing perfectly fine. He's almost 80, but that voice is strong. He could deliver in the booth. And so, kind of to narrow this down, also, what I wanted to say is this: the events pick up exactly after The Incredibles 2 ends. So it's not like, hey, the kids are older. They're still the same size. You can do that because it's animation. Just like how with Bonnie. Remember Bonnie from Toy Story? She's still a tiny kid. She's still a Bonnie X. I like Bonnie, even though she grew up emotionally. She's still a Bonnie. But yes, it picks up weeks after The Incredibles 2, and this is now being a superhero is all legal again, right? So, like I stated, no time jump. And this is going to focus more on the kids. The kids end up sneaking out at night. So the parents don't know anything. And remember how I was saying, Bob is going through it. The back pains, the stomach pains, just the pains in general. Because remember in the previous, I think it was the first one, or maybe no, it was the second one. Remember in the second one, he was like, oh, let me go back in the gym. Let me get all cute and fit. And that's when the wife was like, are you having an affair? Like, it got really serious. Remember that? And so it was like, are you having an affair? And remember that lady came by? I think she was played by Helen Hunt. No, the wife was Helen Hunt. But anyway, remember she touched him ever so nicely, little arms and thing, and the wife was going crazy. But anyway, sorry, tangent. What happens is yeah, so they end up sneaking out at night, and it's something that they started doing to become their own superhero. So they want, you know how you keep these little secrets from your parents? That's basically them. So Violet and Dash, which is the two oldest ones, they prove that they are ready to be full-fledged human, like superheroes. Like they're ready now. So they're training themselves. Jack, remember, he's a little goober. His powers are growing even more. And the problem is that they're even more chaotic. So he's starting to increase in his powers. And remember, nobody knew what his powers were going to be, and it ended up just basically being everything all at once. So now we're getting that, but it's going to become even more heightened, more unpredictable. With that being said, there is now a new super organization. Because remember that they had an organization before, and they had to shut down? Well, there's a new one. It's called the Superhero League. And so after the big events that happened in the second movie, corporate interests have like, oh, we should probably invest in superheroes, right? Think of what VOT is to the boys, but we're going to still keep it PG. So now they're kind of investing in them. There's a team of sponsored heroes. So now it gets more corporate and complicated. And this is going to be groups that's modeled after, ready for this one? The Avengers or even Justice League. So they're think of like a super group, like think of the K-pop kids, right? You know how you have to go to camp and go to training for the camp, and then they put you in a group, and now all of a sudden the BTS. Think of that for superheroes, but now you're sponsored, so think of Invincible, but again, PG. We're not gonna get there. So because of that, there's a new villain that is introduced, who I stated is even more powerful than the entire family combined, which is what I'm saying why we need Jack. Because remember, Jack has everybody's powers and then some. So Jack definitely should have a main staying in here. And we're getting yeah, you're right. We're getting the entire original cast, which includes Frozone and a super suit. And
Yeah.
hopefully he is able to find the super suit. Because I remember she was like, "Who are you yelling at?" Oh, I loved it. But yay. Um, so that is basically what we're doing. We are not getting Brad Bird. Instead, we are just going to direct it. Brad Bird is still going to be Edna Mode, but this is now being directed by Peter Sohn, which I don't know if I pronounced it last name. He's an Elemental and the Good Dinosaur. I interviewed him. He's lovely. I loved Elemental, and I'm still upset that it was marketed wrong. Because remember, that was a whole movie about racism. Okay, so any final thoughts that you have for this?
Oh no, that sounds awesome. The concept and all the things you mentioned they're going to put into this movie, it sounds great to me. So definitely looking forward to it. Um, and I do need to check out Elemental again because I haven't seen that in quite a while.
Okay, yeah, I want to sit and watch through all of them again because I haven't seen it in a while either. Moving on, we have Coco. Remember Coco? Remember the good cry that we had from Coco? Well, Coco is back. Coco is back, and I have to say, oh, I missed some things. Wait, my pictures are out of order. That's what happened. So this is kind of the Incredibles. Um, they dropped
Oh
like
yeah,
some images. See, but you see what he's doing, right? And you see how he's holding up things and nobody dies?
yeah.
Baby, this is what I mean by he
Oh
is going
whoa,
through it.
whoa.
His body is breaking down. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
My guy, he needed a vacation. Maybe we're gonna probably see the retirement of him and his wife, who
Hmm.
had the big booty. But I'm starting to wonder. He's like, I'm starting to wonder. He's looking like that. I don't know if that was after he got his behind beat by the new supervillain group or just life in general with the wear and tear. He looks like, remember the wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
Oh yeah. Yep. I
He
remember
looks
that.
like the wrestler. Remember in the end, he died. He went out to that one last fight and died very spectacularly. So, moving on from that. Oh, and this is the evil supervillain.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Ah. So, now moving on from that. Oh dear God, it's trying to delete. Moving on from that, we now have, like I stated, nope, that's the wrong one. Coco 2. And Coco 2 is the wrong photo. Sorry. One day it'll work. I'm gonna just keep talking. So with Coco 2, I cannot get the photo down. This is funny. This is ridiculous. Is it off? There we go.
Yeah, it's gone
So
now.
with Coco 2, we have a time jump. It will bring us back to the land of the dead. It is going to be released November 2029. So if we're all alive, God willing, we're not in the land of the dead, but we're returning to the land of the dead, and it will take place a few years later after the events of Coco 2. What we do know is Benjamin Bratt is going to be back as Ernesto de la Cruz. And he was basically talking about how it holds a special place in his heart. Coco holds a lot of special places in a lot of people's heart because everybody died and it was about death. Remember Grandma? Well, guess what happened? Miguel ends up being reunited with Grandma. It doesn't mean he's dead, but he ends up being reunited. And it's like everybody in the theater was just basically crying at this point. They didn't really explain and give a lot of plot details, but they released this photo and they did say this. Miguel is going to be much older and he is now a menace. This is what he looks like. I saw this and said, no, ma'am, that's not my Miguel. You know, Don't he look like a little? He look like he's got a little arrogant. Like all the little girls are like, oh, we love the game, and so he got a little cocky with it.
Oh yeah.
He just looked that way. So any thoughts? Was Coco ever like one of your big things?
I did see the original. I think that original came out like in 2017, right? So
Child,
yeah, this is
while ago.
so this coming out next year. They said next year was a 2028.
28.
Okay, I'm about to say almost so right after the 10
No,
year
29.
anniversary of
Sorry.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
29.
No, okay.
Sorry. November
that's
29. So good Lord, that's basically 30.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. Like I think it makes sense for if they had I believe the Coco movie did pretty well, right? It did very well. So
Yes, yes.
I think it makes sense for them to continue to bring some of these movies back if they've done well. So yeah, I look forward to seeing it. I will definitely check it out. Yeah, sounds interesting.
Okay. So what they did say was this. They gave very small details. We see that he's a teenager. Um, I forgot what originally happened to Ernesto, but Ernesto wants revenge. And Miguel's, remember grandma? So Miguel's grandma is going to is going to try to help with the family and the tensions that's going on also with Miguel. So yay. And I'm looking forward to that. But grandma's gonna be helping kind of from afar, obviously, because she did. So that should be very sweet. So moving on from the cacao, we'll have this is sweet. I was like, you know what? I love you. This is amazing. But are we gonna have any kind of original content? And what I mean by original content, that is not an IP. That is not something that's already established. That's not a sequel, a prequel, a mequel, a reboot, anything. And Disney was like, hey, let me introduce you to my friend, Ghost Market. Ghost Market is Pixar's very first supernatural movie. It's going to be a film, and basically, it follows this kid. They didn't release the trailer yet, but it's like online by other people. It looks so stinking cute and funny and cute. Where basically it takes place. Obviously, we're dealing with the supernatural, as I stated before. And with the supernatural, this kid is like he's investigating kind of what's going on because he has a certain pathway where in his neighborhood he really feels that this is where the ghost lives. And you see this cute little chubby kid, like with the flashlight, like I'm hunting for ghost kind of situation. And he is trying to figure out what is going on and who are these ghosts. And it's going to be a thriller, but not like violent thriller. This is still like G rated. So a cute thriller. It reminded me of, there was an animation, I think by DreamWorks, called Haunted House that came out maybe 10 years ago. So it kind of reminded me of that. But do you have any thoughts on a thriller?
Well, I do like horror movies. I do like thrillers. And I especially like original IPs. So I'm glad that they are going to create something different, because I assumed that a lot of this stuff they were going to show was going to be a sequel to something that already exists. So this does sound exciting. Definitely want to see more, learn more about it. But I support it 100%. And I did see the Haunted House movie. I do remember that movie. It was okay. It was okay. Yeah. But no, this sounds interesting. Supernatural stuff. Yeah, I definitely want to learn more.
Okay, so here's more of the plot. Okay, what we have is, like I said, it's going to be their first ever ghost movie, and I really wish that y'all would just let Pixar cook, because they created a TV series that was really, really good, and then of course Disney always sucks, and they canceled it, and it was so good. It was about a baseball team, and I was really into it. Anyway, so the concept is basically it follows this Asian kid, right? Boy. It's about the Asian myths that supernatural like worlds where the living and the dead, there's a space in a neighborhood where the living and the dead exist at the same time and they interact with each other, which is why he's getting all of these hauntings. Okay, the boy's name is Kyle, and we see him basically. You know how you do those you turn a camera on yourself. Think of Blair Witch Project, right? Where like we have the camera and we're gonna look at, we're crying and oh my God, there's a ghost in here. So he has the it's like a found footage feeling. He has the camera, he's hooting and hollering, and he is trying to find out what is going on with these ghosts. And the thing is, he ends up discovering, because the family just moved to this neighborhood. This is not like I've been here for 100 years, my family. They just moved to this neighborhood, which is everything is kind of unfamiliar to them and to him. It takes place in Hawaii. And he discovers that there's that market. And so the whole movie is about him investigating the market. And he ends up going into this kitchen, and it's really dark and it's creepy, and you have his little flashlight, and he's trying to look at all of the different stuff that they have there. It's a kitchen, so it's like soup and spoons and a bowl, because it's kitchen. But what's really weird is you start seeing like this air kind of moving in the air. The air moving in the air above his head, but it like feels like a ghost. You know, those little. So it feels like a ghost, and he feels that this ghost is following him, and so it turns into like this really weird, creepy like sensation, where it's like I feel like there are some spirits that's around me, and he says that they're into the camera. He's like, there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on, and so that's how it ends. Like that found footage of I'm scared, what's going on type of thing. And it looks so cute. And I know my description is crazy, but it looked so cute. So I look forward to whatever that ends up becoming. I hope it doesn't suck. Like it was supposed to be an original series. But remember how I said there was an original Pixar series that aired on Disney Plus and then Disney canceled it? Which was called Win or Lose. It was so good. It was about baseball and the baseball team. They was like, nah, because I really feel that at this moment, Disney is kind of directionless when it comes to Disney Plus. We're going to talk about how they may have found their direction a little later. But right now, they're a little directionless. Because when I go to Disney Plus right now, there's no shows that I can watch. Like, let me go and tune into this one. All the things that we have, they're all canceled. Remember all the Marvel TV shows? Where's my second and my third season? The fact that we even got Loki was a miracle upon Jesus. Jesus was like, it walked down the earth and was like, not on my watch. And that's how we got season 2 of Loki. So the fact that we're not getting any more seasons of nothing, even though we're getting some more seasons of something, what I'm going to talk about later. But you know what I mean? There's nothing to watch. And so this was supposed to be a series, but I guess everything gets canceled on Disney. It was like, not today, Satan. So they made it a movie. So that's going on with that. Yes. So any final thoughts from you? You're like, no, I'm good.
Oh no, it sounds interesting. Yeah, I definitely want to see more and learn more. But yeah, the concept of having these movies with the found footage, that actually does very well with horrors and thrillers. There's quite a bit of movies that have come out in the past where that has done well. So it'd be kind of cool to see it animated and see obviously a much lighter tone to it where it's not something that's crazy. So yeah, I look forward to learning more about it for sure.
Yeah, no, they can't jump up and start doing like, let's do Satanism. That's what's really chasing you. It's Mephisto. It's a crossover. But no. So like I stated, this is coming out spring 28. And it looks really fun. Now, one of my fun ones was also an original. I said, oh my God, we're getting some originals. This is amazing. It's called Gatto. Gatto. It follows a black cat, right? The cat is black in Venice. So think of that Parisian. Is Venice in Paris or is it Venice in Italy? I don't know my geography.
Yeah, Italy.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. just, child, I'm turning to those kids who can't spell. So it takes place in Venice, in Italy, where you have like the Parisian backdrop setting, and it looks really nice. But the cat is navigating the criminal underworld, and you're like, well, why would he do that? It's because the cat is black, and you know the superstitions that people have against black cats, like they do black people, but against black cats, right? Oh, it's bad luck. Shoo, go away, cat. You're going to bring bad luck to me. That kind of thing. So the cat is like, okay, cool. Let me go hang out with the other outcasts. And they all create this like criminal enterprise. And they didn't dive deeply into like everything that we can expect from it. But the way how it's painted, the way how it's animated, it's not, it feels like a painting, right? It feels like you're just walking through this painted Parisian, nope, that would be Paris, Italian setting where you're like, here's some gelato and some bread and the pizza, prosciutto, and it looks lovely. Any thoughts on the black cat? Got
Yeah, I actually just saw the trailer. Yeah, it looks cool. I like the concept, the criminal underworld, exploring that. And the black cat stuff, no, it looks cool. And this is actually coming out, like I think in March 2027. That's not too far away.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks good.
Mhm.
Looks great.
I was so happy. Oh, and I love when they had the other cats. When they had it in the trailer, the other cats are like trying to beat up this other cat. It was like very mobster-like.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting distracted by a light bulb. It was like, okay, that's random, but it's very cat-like. And so the guy's name, the cat, sorry, his name is Nero, and he loves music. So he was also going to bring in like Italian music as well. So I just thought the whole thing was so cute. And you know animation, so you know of like the 2D stuff. They like when you draw it with your hand would be 2D, and it's kind of like computer generated to make it look like it's painted. It's kind of like what they did with Wish, which was the movie that nobody saw that really wasn't that good, but it was like Wish. Did you like that style?
Yeah. I mean, I did like that style. I definitely like you said, with the painted backgrounds, the way that they've stylized based on, because I see they have images on the website as well as the trailer. That looks really good. It looks awesome. I also see the voice cast for this movie. I guess Mark Ruffalo and Lawrence Fishburne. Very interesting. So I'm definitely sold on it. And again, to know that it's coming out relatively soon, because March may seem like it's far away. It's not that far away because we're already going up. We're near the end of August. So that's coming pretty soon. But no, it looks very cool. I definitely will keep an eye out for this one.
Yeah, I loved it. It looked cool. It looked like a big water painting, and it looks just so sleek. And so that's kind of what we got when it came to our original IPs. Like we got two, so woo! But here we have a sequel to one of the bigger IPs, which is Lilo and Stitch 2. Yay! This is actually really. So we didn't get any footage, but we do have it. We already know what it's about because it's a remake of Lilo and Stitch 2, which was the animated movie back in the day that I'm not gonna age myself with. But this one of the things that they did during the presentation was that it was very important that they focused on Angel. Do you remember Angel? Angel was basically experiment 624. It was basically Lilo and Stitch, but pink. I believe it was a girl. And Angel has the ability through music, through song, to take anyone who's been rehabilitated, who was like, I'm bad, or had any kind of experiment on to like that was sorry, that was good and turn them bad. So I'm excited for this edition, even though it's weird because I'm like, I'm excited, but we technically already have Lilo and Stitch too. I liked the live action Lilo and Stitch. I know many people were upset about the ending. I thought it was just great. I love the little girl. I love the entire cast. You're sitting here laughing. What are your thoughts?
Well, we definitely knew that this was coming. I believe they made that clear. I think this got greenlit right after the last one came out. No, I think it makes sense. I did see that last one. I recall, talking about this is my family. Yeah, I kept hearing people talking about that in the theater. It's just like I think they did a very good job with how they created the character for the live action movie. So yeah, it makes sense to do the sequel the same way as they have the animated sequel. But no, you said when is this coming out? Or did they didn't have a date, or did they have a date?
No, no, no. They do have a date. This is going to be on May 28th, 2028.
Okay. Yeah, so that makes sense. Give them enough time to get it right. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. By then, I might be more inclined because I don't really recall all the events of Lilo and Stitch 2, the animated one, so I would have to go back and see. But I look forward to learning more about it for sure.
And then remember also that ends up being Stitch's boo. Spoiler for like the last 15 years. That's his little boo. That's his little girlfriend. That's his little love interest. So, he's going to be busy. Make sure she's right. But yeah, she does have a siren song, and her siren song turns everyone kind of evil. So it's very cute. She was created by Dr. Jamba Jubaba. Dr. Jamba. Baby, I'm old. So, yes. So that's really fun. Another movie. Now, this, I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's going to be one of those movies that's like, hey, it'll be better when I see it. Do you remember in your days of teenage hoodism, Romy and Michele, high school reunion?
Yeah.
Baby, we're getting a sequel. We're getting a sequel called Romy and Michele 2 Legacy. It has no confirmed release date. It's going to have returning cast. They were all up there with the returning cast. And we're getting new cast. We don't know much about it. Did it do anything? Does that do anything for you? Because I was like, okay.
Well, I would say it. Well, most of the announcements.
You think no?
No. Most of the announcements up until this point make sense, right? I think it sounds to me Disney wanted to show enough to let you know they're catering to all audiences, whatever they might like. I wouldn't say I'm excited to see this. I may not even watch it. I mean, I don't know yet. What I can say is, yeah, I applaud them for trying to appeal to a lot of people in terms of we have more than enough things that you might want to check out, but I don't know if I'm going to check this one out.
It kind of is reminding me of remember the movie where they switched, but instead of the movie that they switched,
Freaky Friday.
Lindsay Lohan and Jamie. Yes, Freaky Friday. I think because they had such success with Freaky Friday 2, which actually was not a bad movie at all. Well, I have questions for Chad Michael Murray because how are you not Asian? What are you doing? But I think because of that success, they greenlit Romy and Michele because that thing came out in '97. And I don't know a single person who's like, let's get a sequel to this movie. But I think because of that success, they're like, let's reach in our back catalog and, see something that can make millennials or whomever it was before millennials. Is it Gen X? Or would they be too old to even care about a Romy and Michele? I don't know, but definitely millennials. like the older millennials. So we're gonna go with Gen X. Maybe they're like, as you stated before, they're trying to cover all of their demographics, and Gen X is a demographic, and it'll make them feel young again. They did announce that there is a bunch of characters that are coming back. So we have Janine Garofalo, and Alan Cumming. Alan Cumming, for those who don't know, is remember Nightcrawler in X-Men. So he got some paychecks coming in. Good for him. We're obviously also going to get Lisa Kudrow, Nina Sorvino. We're also, as addition to, oh God, the guy who was Brito, Keegan Michael Key. Remember him and the whole story that's going on with him and that he's trapped in the get out space? But he is going to be there as well. So, yay for that. He's like, I don't care. There's no release date for that. Now going on with our other sequel, I guess what would this be? Sequel number 6, number 20? Ice Age, Boiling Point, which I know you are very excited because you're like, anytime I get to hear Queen Latifah's voice, I'm in heaven. Were you excited for any other, any kind of new Ice Age? They just stuck in this darn ice still, probably?
I actually still haven't seen the last Ice Age. So I probably need to watch that. But I watch all the animated movies, regardless of whether or not it's like a new or established franchise. So I will check it out. I'm certain of that. I'm certain of that. But I didn't watch the last one, so I don't know the connection from that one to this one. But yeah, I definitely will check it out for sure.
Well, he's like, I don't even remember what happened the last time. And that's not a knock to Ice Age franchise. I'm just old. And I can't all these different movies. And I think we're out of the Ice Age. And maybe it's now the Fall Age. It could be the Summer Age. I don't know. I'm a little concerned. But that is coming out. We are getting new kind of herds and new animals from that one as well. That will release. It's more around the corner. Oh my God, 26 is almost over with. This one is February 5th, 2027. So that is literally the winter quarter, which we're about to go into soon. Very soon. So that is something to kind of be. It's not like I'm excited. We'll wait and see. But that's what's going to happen with that. Now, moving on to something that I'm actually very, very excited about, which is weird because I hate reimagined, reboots, remakes. We're getting a Tangled live-action movie. Now, why would I exactly be like, oh my God, this is going to be like great when we already have the animated sequel? Baby, they are filming on location. And some of them little cute little countries, they're filming on location, and when I tell you it looks and it feels like Tangled, it looks and feels like Tangled. They showed footage of Mother Galed. Oh my God, what is her name? Galadriel. Mother Galadriel, who is going to be played by Catherine Hahn. And it just felt like something magical and something cute. And the actress that they have playing is basically, if you was to take, oh my God, what's her name? Rachel McAdams, and copy her, that's exactly what she looked like. She looked like she stole Rachel Adams' face to the point where they're like, is this her daughter? It's not her daughter. And the guy who they have, he just looks like, you ever seen them people that just look like they belong in a Disney movie? And they kind of like talk like this, so it's like great and wonderful. I'm so happy to be here. That kind of thing. It looked and sounded like this was a Disney creation and a production, and I was very excited for it. They showed there were scenes, little, you know how you have the words, Dana, the leaks of like, here's the set of people, just random people filming in the middle of the street, and they showed the hair braiding sequence. And everything it reminded me of Enchanted in terms of like how happy and magical and fun everything is. And then when you see Catherine Hahn as Mother Galadriel, she is like, she just has this presence about her. Because remember, the whole thing of the movie is she doesn't want to be kind of separated from her daughter. She has a dependency issue, right? And you see the daughter is growing up and like, what's love and what's this? And I met a man, that kind of thing. And it just looks like it's so much fun. So I know that I don't know if you saw any of the images or any of the videos. Do you have any thoughts on Tingles? Because I'm like, I don't think you would be like, hey, Tingles.
I am familiar with Tangled. I did not see any of the footage or any of the images. You mentioned Catherine Hahn though, so already I'm sold on it. You know, anything that she does a really good job. So I will definitely be looking for that. As a matter of fact, I believe she's actually going to be in the Madden movie too, that's coming out in November. So, yeah, very interesting. But no, I'm familiar of the animated. Oh no. I am familiar of the animated Tangled. I do recall seeing trailers for that. I did not get a chance to see that movie. But yeah, I maybe I will check that out. And hey, who knows? After I see that, maybe I will want to see this. But Catherine is great. So I have no doubt that that's going to be a good project for her to be on.
It's like, nah. So like I said, that comes out March 31st, 2028, which I have to keep reminding me, that would be like 2 years. Okay. So, did we get to Frozen? We're going to talk Frozen. Frozen 3. We're on number 3 now. And I know that you're excited because you was like, I want to let it go too sometimes. You said, I can't hold it back anymore. I'm going to let it go. So, with Frozen 2, we know that Anna is getting married to Kristoff, and everything is all happy. You know, the sisters are sisterly and bonding and everything. And all of a sudden, we're getting ready for the wedding. There's this new ice villain. She's a powered character. We don't know what her power set is, but she comes in out of the blue. And right when you know there's going to be a match. Because why are you interrupting this lovely lady's entire wedding? Everybody's all happy, you know? And so that's kind of what it's about. And they didn't explain in full detail in terms of who this person is and how it affects everything. But we did see a clip leading up to the event where, again, they're preparing for the wedding. And him and Kristoff is there. Olaf is there. Olaf, by the way, has a boo. I'm so happy for Olaf. He has a little girlfriend, a little snow woman. And he's all in love. And I don't believe we heard this talk, but we did see like some images float around. And he's just really happy because, you know, every day is summer for him. And now he has a boo, so it's definitely hot summer. And this looks really exciting. This comes out the fall, so like of 2027, so a year or so from now. Are you someone who's excited for Frozen?
Yeah, that's another one that I need to go back and watch because I missed out on that one as well. I've seen the trailers, the advertisements. When I saw the trailers, it looked like it would be entertaining. I just never got around to seeing the movie. So I do have Disney Plus now, so I have no excuse not to see some of this stuff. So I will have to check it out. But no doubt, again, I know if they've had success, if Disney has had success with any of these projects, it makes sense that they would continue to make other sequels. And if I am not mistaken, I think that second Frozen did pretty well at the box office. I don't know how much it made, but it makes sense. People like the characters. They want to see how the story continues, so it makes perfect sense for them to do another one.
I mean, it's not in the billions, but it's up there. And they're very happy with it, which is why we have a number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we had some shorts because, again, we can't commit to TV shows. But we had some shorts, I think, with Olaf. I'm really upset about this. Like, why do I have Disney and y'all not giving me TV shows? I'm confused. We'll get into that. Moving on. we have a Star Wars Starfighter. They didn't release the trailer to the public, but it is floating around, and Disney said, not on my watch, and yanked everybody's footage. But this is the movie that is going to star Ryan Gosling, directed by Sean Levy. Um, I know many people are kind of meh about that because they're upset over what happened with Blade, and it's not anyone's fault in terms of those two, but they're more upset about Marvel. And it's like, why are we getting another Star Wars trailer when we just wanted Blade? But it showed how this is going to be more lighter in tone. This is going to be fun. It's Sean Levy after all. I don't know if he does deep, dark seriousness of, we got to sit through 20 political council scenes of them just talking politics and putting everybody to sleep. But this is going to be a lot of fun, much more airy. Were you ever excited for Star Wars Starfighter?
Yeah, I am 1000% sold on this. Not because I've done any research on the movie. What I will say is, yeah, I actually did enjoy the announcement that these two guys are going to also be working on Ghost Rider, because I figure that that's interesting. I do want to see where they take that. But the reason why I'm interested in this is because it feels like there hasn't been a good Star Wars movie in a while. Everyone has been telling me, including you, Project Hail Mary is an awesome movie, right? I need to watch that movie. I'm going to watch that movie because it is available on streaming. I may even watch it this weekend. But because I know everyone, I haven't met one person that has said anything bad about that movie and Ryan Gosling in that movie. That's why I am now curious to see this movie, because I am a Star Wars fan and I do want to see what the vision is that they have for this movie. So, oh yeah, I'm 100% on board with this. I will definitely check this out next year.
You have to see Project Hail Mary, and it's on Prime Video. So you have no excuse to not see Project Hail Mary. And the book is just so fun and delicious and hilarious, and it feels good. And when you're watching this, you're laughing, and it just feels good. And this was the moment. I always knew Ryan Gosling has range because remember, for those who don't know, he was on the original, not the original, but I would say millennials original of oh my God, what's the name of it? Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, the Mickey Mouse Show, MICKEYMOUSE, Mickey Mouse. That show, remember with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera? He was in there singing Jodeci, and he wasn't no little white boy singing Jodeci. He was singing Jodeci. I said, what are you doing at like 14 and 12 saying that lately I've been talking about all the things you want to do? And I'm like, you are 20. I knew that he had range, and I like him also to see him doing more comedic stuff. He's known, as we already said, from his drama. But The Martian was like so naturally funny, where it wasn't somebody trying. You know how you get like a Jim Carrey, to me, he always feels like he's trying to be funny. It was a natural funny. So that is what I think translates well with Starfighter. And that's kind of why I'm excited for that. So that comes out May 27. 2027. You could say 27. It doesn't matter anymore. So, and are you ever like really just a Star Wars person in general?
Oh yeah, I always am willing to give a Star Wars a chance. I know also my brother is a huge fan, so anytime I'll be back in town visiting, we will always watch all the Star Wars shows when they came out on Disney Plus. So there actually is a Star Wars game coming out in a couple of weeks, so I'm very much looking forward to also. So yeah, Star Wars, I'm always willing to check out whatever they're doing for that franchise. So definitely we'll check this out 1,000%.
Yes. So moving on from that, we have a new animated film. Yay, something new. It's called Clay, and it's exactly what the name says. Clay. It's Clay. This seems really interesting. It comes out November 22nd, 2028. It stars Karen Culkin, who I don't like, but it stars Karen Culkin. He voices Flip he is a mentor to guide the young balls of clay. I'm like, who would think of this? So when I was answering like original, I'm like, this is original. Oh, sorry. So he's there to guide this young ball of clay named Mushi or Mushy. He is a newborn clay. This is the cutest thing. He's a newborn clay character. They didn't say who the actor was, but also with Flip, Karen Culkin, he's terrible at the job. And so you end up with the newborn kind of mentoring the adult. And they're clay. It's balls of clay. But it's supposed to be like this chaotic, life-changing adventure that they all end up going on. And they're clay. I'm sorry. So basically, they're completely mismatched. It's about humor. They said his heart. And it's going to be about different challenges. I'm like, the challenges of what? You're clay. It sounds really adorable. It sounds really cute. And they have opposite personalities and styles of clay. So, yeah. And there's no humans. It's just clay. Any thoughts on clay?
Yeah, mark my words. This will be successful. I know you said you do not like Curtin, but I would highly recommend you watch Succession. That guy was phenomenal on that show. That character he played is absolutely ridiculous. So this makes sense that he's in a show where he's doing some comedy stuff. He was in a movie, I think last year also, another independent movie that I think did pretty well. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, he was with Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I did a whole press conference thing. I watched it for Jesse, not for Karen. It's his personality. It don't work for me.
I totally understand that, but yeah, he was great in Succession. So I could understand why he would get approached about doing a project, and this is something that is a little bit different from what he would normally do. So I do want to see how this turns out. It does sound hilarious to me. So looking forward to learning some more information.
Right. And the animation style is more like what we get with Gatto in terms of like that. I'm not an artist, but it looks like that watercolor dreamscape look to it.
Oh,
we're obviously going to be about clay. Be good, be cute, but it's very colorful. And it's a lot of different like pinks and oranges and greens and trees, and it just looks really like you just put your imagination fully into it. You have to. It's clay. I guess it's more like you can be anything that you want to because you're clay. And I'm like, what happens during the summer? What happens when it gets too cold? Are you gonna crack? But yeah, clay. And that is May 2027, which is right around the corner as well. No, I'm sorry. I got that up confused. Starfighter is May 2027. This is November 28th. So, yay. Now, moving on to like streaming and TV. So we had the whole Disney and the Pixars and the things over there in the movies. We all know about Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Are you a fan of Percy Jackson? I know you have like nieces and nephews that are like kids still. Have you been a part of that?
Yeah, my brother is a fan of the original Percy Jackson. I think he did start to watch the new one. So I would say I've seen an episode or two. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a diehard fan, but I'm still intrigued by it. So I might be inclined to check this out. It all depends, but I'm definitely familiar of all of the iterations of this particular series. So yeah, I definitely am aware of it at least.
For those who don't know, just basically think of the Odyssey, but for kids, and some parts is better adapted. So it's all Greek mythology, which is why they're Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It's based on a book series where they finally properly adapted it, because that movie that they originally had was god awful. But compared to this, it's very good. And of course, if you're a wrestling fan, remember Edge? We don't call him Edge anymore. We call him Cope. Adam Copeland. He plays Ares, the god of war, which should have been a TV show, but whatever. It is a TV show. It looks like a bad TV show to me. I'm all over the place. But yes, so we're getting season 3. Which is the adaptation of the Titan's Curse. And this is when Kronos gets involved, and there's a big prophecy, and it's Greeky, and it's really great. And I'm pretty sure the children are happy. And I'm happy for the children, but it's supposed to be much darker. There's a lot of risk. It's a much bigger scale than it was last time. This is going to premiere on November 20th of this year. So happy Thanksgiving Day if you celebrate that. You get that to be thankful for. Yeah, basically what was shown during D23 was that it is like a Titan versus an Olympian showdown match. And of course, Percy Jackson was there, as well as Annabeth was right there as well. Well, she wasn't there. She basically was kidnapped by Kronos. And so he's trying to get her back because, that's like his boo. So he's trying to get his boo back. And plus, you don't want to be kidnapped by a big old giant anyway. And he's just like, whatever, Dana. But no, it's a lot of fun. So I look forward to that. I watch it, so I'm a little excited for that. And I went to go to they had a premiere, not recently, because Disney's like, we don't know you anymore. But it was over at the Metropolitan Museum of. No, the Metropolitan. It was one of them big museums that I can't remember. It's not the art. It was the art. It was the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And it was all fancy. And it looked like I was at a gala. And everybody was dressed in like their big outfits and things like it was a gala. And you know me, I dressed like I'm homeless. But it was a lovely experience. And I'm just completely ranting. Now it's time to talk about something that I know I was excited for. Grown men were screaming. There were tears that were coming down people's faces. They were shaking, they was crying, but before all that, there was a massive gasp of shock and awe. We are getting the Kingdom Hearts anime series, which is the adaptation of the video game franchise. And I hooted and I hollered about nothing's original anymore. I don't care. This is the most original thing that I have ever seen in my entire life. Both the video game and with this anime that is coming up, we know nothing about it. They was like, we're doing it. And everyone lost their minds, and they better not blade us in terms of we're going to announcement, and it's nothing. And we're waiting 10 years, and we got nothing. But I strongly believe that this is going to happen. And remember how I was hooting and hollering about, oh my God, nothing's on Disney. It's coming on the Disney Channel. I can't even remember the last time I watched the Disney Channel. Also Disney Plus. But the Disney Channel. And I'm excited. And I screamed, what is your thought?
Yeah, so this certainly, I would say, is one of the biggest surprises of the show. Obviously, there was news that there's going to be some Kingdom Hearts news at D23. And a lot of people assumed it was going to be the Kingdom Hearts 4 information, which also did come out. And that game is actually coming out next year. So you see, that is what people was expecting in terms of whatever was going to get announced. So this was certainly a surprise to a lot of people. I will admit that I have not really gotten into the Kingdom Hearts series as of yet. A lot of the people on the team are huge fans of this game, Dana as well. So I would imagine that I am going to have to check it out at some point. But I think this is a phenomenal announcement for Disney to make. The fact that it is going to be, like you said, on the Disney Channel, this is great. And when you think about it, because of how connected this series is to Disney and all their characters, it makes you wonder why this didn't happen sooner. I feel like this is a show we should have gotten a long time ago. But the fact that this happened now is awesome. So I'm looking forward to finding out more details. I saw there was no official release date yet, but I would imagine there's going to be some type of information, some footage or something that drops next year, especially with this game coming out. I mean, that's an opportunity that they feel like they have to take advantage of. But yes, a very, very cool announcement, though. Something that I don't think anybody predicted would get announced at this show. So awesome. Very awesome.
I never thought that this was going to happen. I didn't think that we had not even a chance. This was even a possibility. I didn't think that this. I was like, this was a dream. I never even dreamt a dream. So I was screaming before I scrumped my scream, because who would have thought of this? So for a little bit of more context, they're partnering with Square Enix. So this isn't like, this is our own thing. They're partnering with Square Enix, and they're working with director. I'm going to botch this name, and I'm sorry. Tetsuya Nomura, who is a legendary director, and I'm pretty sure that's not his name pronounced, but they're working with him, and they are saying that this is Kingdom Hearts through and through, but it's going to be a fresh take on Kingdom Hearts. They said it's going to also involve Disney Kids and Disney Family. The president of Disney Kids and Disney Family came out. I love Disney Kids and Disney Family. I'm a huge fan of Disney Junior because life is too stressful. Watch some Bluey. So they said that it aims to bring a world of fans that have spent years exploring through the games and bringing it to life in a completely new way. Square Enix dropped a number that said that this game has sold, it has been around it has over 1 billion either copies or plays, but over 1 billion people have experienced Kingdom Hearts. This is huge. This, like I said, this is like Walt Disney coming back from wherever he at and saying, I have returned and I'm gonna rebuild Disney. Minus racism. But this was basically like that. Now they have not revealed what the storyline is going to be, but they did say it's going to be a reimagined, iconic adventure with a brand new story that expands the Kingdom Hearts universe. Now remember, this is an anime, not an animation, so we're getting an anime. And there is, oh God, Jesus, my name, I can't remember things, but there is an animated series that is on. Is it Hulu? I got Hulu Disney bundle, so it's either Hulu or Disney. Well, there was an animated series based on a card game that's actually really good, but I can't remember anything. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is they know they're anime. Okay. So this is going to, like I stated, reimagine the whole game, and it's going to have a brand new story, and it's going to include Sora, Donald Duck, Goofy, Mickey, and all of the other popular ones. And it's going to blend the RPG adventure with Disney storytelling. Yes, God. Here's the thing, and we'll also get into, because they also announced Kingdom Hearts 4. This is also going to bleed into Kingdom Hearts 4, where they announced that it's going to feature a world, Kingdom Hearts 4, the video game, is going to feature a world inspired by, we just talked about Coco, Benjamin Bratt. Remember Ernesto de la Cruz, and he is on his revenge tour? So we're going to get that as well, which will bleed into Coco too. You see, this is how we do cross-branding that makes sense. But this is when I'm like, oh, don't turn into the Avengers, where we have to watch and play everything at the same time. So, they did say that it is going to link to, like I stated, the game's upcoming events in game. And that this is a really big thing, because it's the first ever animated series adaptation for Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts has been around for 24 years. That is a whole child with a job and struggling to pay rent, probably homeless, can't afford groceries in this economy. But this was something that they've been trying to do for many years. Disney has tried to attempt this, so it's not like, why didn't we do this before? They have done this before. It's just that creative, scheduling, and there were a whole bunch of other challenges. a lot of challenges. But they figured with this new video game coming out, we can double our profits. Money, they don't care about like us being happy. This is about doubling profits and then firing everybody later. Square Enix is still alive, right? It still exists as a company, or is that going under too?
No. Square Enix is still very much around. They still put out Final Fantasy and a lot of games people are looking forward to. This is a smart announcement because the next Final Fantasy VII game is also releasing next year. So to have this game as well as Kingdom Hearts, there's a lot of great games coming. It's a very wise decision to do this for Square Enix. They can extend their reach. And as for Kingdom Hearts, like you said, it is a very popular franchise. It's been around for a long time. I would make the argument, obviously, this year this year it's about Grand Theft Auto 6, right? But I would make the argument that Kingdom Hearts is probably going to be one of the biggest releases next year in terms of the games, right next to Final Fantasy. So this is a great partnership. I do want to see how this show turns out.
So, do you have any thoughts on the video game itself?
I did see some footage of that trailer that they showed. I think it is very smart that they're connecting it to a lot of the other movies that Disney has worked on. I think the Coco stuff, that makes perfect sense. I would like to see if they're going to, obviously, I don't know if they're going to get into any of the newer projects that they're working on, like the Gatto game, if any of that stuff will be in there, but I do expect that they'll probably have some Toy Story stuff in there, since that was the movie that came out this year, and that did very, very well. It just makes me curious to see what this new take is going to be in terms of the TV show, and of course how they're connecting it to the game. Because again, one thing I do know about this game, people have been patiently waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4, and it felt like anytime there wasn't any announcement or updates, the fans, they started to get worried. So again, I'm glad that not only did they see more of the game, but they actually got the confirmation this is coming out in 2027. So it's a lot to look forward to. That both the TV show and the game should be highly successful for both Disney and Square Enix next year. No doubt about it.
Right. So going off with the game is releasing obviously a little closer to when we have the anime, which could drop off if we're actually on schedule and we're going to actually do this, Blade. Maybe 28, 29. Hopefully. No, I would say if you're trying to do something in connection with the video game, it would have to be 27. So they better start working now. Because I believe the game comes out like what, fall, or is it like winter time 27?
That's a good question. I think they initially stated fall 2027. I know
they said late, but I don't know how late it's late.
The thing is, there are a couple of shows that are still happening this year. We have Gamescom, which is happening in 2 weeks, and then we have the Video Game Awards in December. I'm pretty sure that Jeff Keighley is going to have some type of news at one of those shows about the release date, because at the Game Awards, they always release, have trailers and stuff, and they have news. So he very well might announce a release date at that particular show. But either way, I think it is fall 2027. And if they cannot have the anime done by then, I definitely think at the least there'll be some type of trailer, teaser. There'll be something that they will show, because they know that is an opportunity to get people more invested in the show also, especially if there's someone that picks up the game for the first time. So I would think, because they want to keep everything connected, they're going to find some way to promote that show. But I don't know if the show is coming next year. Hopefully it is, but I guess we have to wait and see.
Hopefully. So here's like the plot for Kingdom Hearts 4, which could give us some plotation into the anime series. So it says this: as Kingdom Hearts series approaches its 25th anniversary, the video game series, a new adventure begins. Our hero Sora awakens in an unfamiliar world of Quadrano, and he looks for a way to return home from this modern metropolis to his own world, his friends Donald and Goofy head to the underworld in hopes of finding a clue to his whereabouts. The dynamic, fast-paced battle system allows you to effortlessly combine attacks and magic, as well as build combos with brand new battle feature. Change the Keyblade Sora wheels to unleash unique attacks, matching the flow of battle to your own strategies and style. And it looks really cute. And then it also confirmed that players will be able to change Sora's Keyblade during combat to unleash unique attacks. The popular weapon feature originally made its debut in 2018 Kingdom Hearts 3. Jesus Christ, it's been like over about 10 years. And is set to return. In Kingdom Hearts 4, it appears weapon swapping will play a major role in the sequel's combat system. And so, as I stated before about the Coco being involved, and it's going to be its own, like a new world from Disney. So everybody's happy for that, and it looks really great. It looks exciting, and I know that it's available to wishlist on PS5. So, woohoo, take that, Xbox. Throw it down the gauntlet. So that seems exciting and amazing, and I'm excited for. And anything else from you when it comes to the series?
Oh no, like you said, I did see the trailer. Yeah, the trailer looks awesome. That's why I think it was a good decision to include Coco because of all that particular world, the vibrant colors, all that stuff. It looks awesome. It would feel like it would be a great place to explore in the game. No, I'm looking forward to definitely learning more about Kingdom Hearts. Like I said, I did not get the opportunity to get into the series. I definitely would have some time to get into it. Maybe not until after Grand Theft Auto comes out because it's going to be a very, very busy time from the end of this month all the way up until November. But still, maybe the start of next year or something to that effect, I may get into playing that series just to see what it's all about and to get deeper into it. But no, everything I saw in the gameplay trailer, it looks awesome. It made me more interested to play. And again, because this is such a popular series, I obviously want to see why people love it so much. So I definitely have to take some time to check it out. But yeah, but late 2027, like you said, it is available to wish list right now. I'm pretty sure it will come to Xbox. Hopefully it comes to every, platform possible. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about it for sure.
All right, so moving back on into the world of, we're still in Disney because it is D23. We're getting an Oswald series. Oswald was kind of the original mouse that way predates Mickey Mouse. I believe he was created in like the 20s or 30s. And so we're getting a mini series. That is a word I have not heard in a very long time from anything Disney based, unless it's like National Geographic. But this is Jon Favreau, who did, everything. He's happy in the MCU. He directed basically not all, Mandalorian and Grogu. He was involved with the Mandalorian series and Star Wars and all the other stuff. You know who he is. We're getting a 3-part live action and 2D hand drawing hybrid that is going to premiere February 2027, where it blends real world locations with the animated Oswald world, creating a Who Made Roger Rabbit style mix. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And Who Made? Remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit? One of the best movies that ever existed, that scared me as a child because his eyes popped out of his head and I was terrified. But this is going to be set in actual Disney. So when they said real world, it's going to be set in Disney's campuses. It's like the Hyperion Studios, which is on Silver Lake, Walt Disney's office, which is in Burbank, Office 36, which is on the Disney lot, and in Disneyland. So this actually seems very adventurous. I'm like, I'm kind of impressed. So it's supposed to be a love letter to Disney's early history that explores the origins of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. He's a rabbit, not a mouse, but he predates the mouse, but he looks like a rabbit. I mean, like a mouse to me, but he got the long ears. I get confused. It was created in 1927 by Walt Disney, which is a year before Mickey Mouse. See that? So he's a year older. And this seems really cute. He called it, Jon Favreau was like, it's a dream project, and the entire Oswald character is hand-drawn 2D animation. So old school animation lives, people, and it will have Amy Sedaris, Catherine Hahn, Steve Martin, and other people will be on the show. Is that something that you were like, even as an animator, we finally get 2D animation again?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of 2D hand-drawn animation. Whether they do stuff on the computer or in any other form. I look forward to this. Obviously, there's a couple of games that have released that have had a similar style. We obviously had the Cuphead game some years ago. And then, of course, the big game that came out earlier this year, Mouse PI for Hire, which is a game that I did a preview for as well. So, yeah, I do love animation, and I definitely would want to check this out. You said that Jon Favreau is involved in the project. That also piqued my interest, and I did see, I believe there was some images released. So, yeah, I definitely will check this out, 1,000%. It looks very interesting.
We're almost at the home stretch now. This is when it kind of gets a little exciting. We saved the best three for last. I have known this for a year, an entire year. I have waited for this to come, to know that I wasn't crazy and that I cried for a reason. And I saw it and then I re-cried again. They finally dropped the VisionQuest trailer, which was the trailer that they had at New York Comic Con last year in October. And I thought it was so beautiful. Okay, so VisionQuest is part of the Wanda trilogy. So this is going to be the final chapter in Wanda. So you can stop talking about Elizabeth Olsen and leave her alone. She's tired. VisionQuest follows White Vision. I love how we have to separate them from like Vision and White Vision. It's very like separate but equal. So VisionQuest follows White Vision as he navigates his restored consciousness. And he ends up confronting Ultron. And he seeks to understand his own humanity while projecting a mysterious boy who may be his reincarnated son, which we all know is the son that we saw in Agatha All Along. It gets complicated because remember, the boy died at the end and everybody was like upset because I think he was trying to commit suicide and then he jumped into his body and it was a mess. So the series picks up after WandaVision. After Vision resurrected, he's hiding after escaping those who are trying to weaponize him. Remember, they tried to turn him into a whole weapon, and they chopped up his body parts. And that's when Wanda was like, "What's going on?" And like, to see your husband like that on the table, even though he's just metal, she snapped in the whole reality thing, and lost a boo. So anyway, he is living a discreet life, and he ends up basically all his friends are AI because he's a robot, right? So he consults all the AI people in his system. Remember Friday? Remember Edith? Remember Jarvis? And then Ultron. Well, James Spader is back, and he's in his human form as well, which we get to see James Spader, but with a wild beard. And it's crazy because it's like Ultron is human. Anyway, Vision's life changes when a bounty on his head forces him to flee, he ends up encountering a kid named Thomas Shepard, who's also referred to as Tommy Maximoff. Remember Tommy, the Maximoff kid, and to him? He's a mysterious boy who may be connected to Vision as a reincarnated child. The storyline involves Vision protecting both himself and the boy while wrestling with his identity, the influence of Ultron. Now, Ultron is wanting to bring water to everybody, but Ultron had a point. and his understanding of what it means to be human. The entire so the series itself focuses on virtual and cyberspace environments where Vision engages in confrontations with Ultron's influence and his multiple simulated realms. This is kind of they took some inspiration from the Matrix, which we all know that one, and it really wanted to focus on AI conflict and the examination of the human consciousness. And I was just sitting there and I was like, this is amazing. And I cried because they showed you all of his friends and then they showed him struggling with himself. And Ultron is like, you can punch him in the face now because he's James Spader, he's in a human form. And going on. And this is much closer to anything else that was mentioned because this comes out October 14th of this year. And it's 8 episodes. And I think this is going to probably be the last series that we get on Disney Plus that's related to Marvel. What are your thoughts when you saw this trailer? Because I cried. And
First and foremost, I would like to say congratulations to Marvel, Disney, for finally continuing this story after what felt like forever. I recall WandaVision, you see the end of WandaVision, and then you see what happens with Vision, and I'm like, okay, so I was waiting to see when they were going to have a follow-up show. So first and foremost, great to hear that it's coming out in October, and good timing because we know that Doomsday is out in December. So yeah, they needed to address this. They needed to address this again. The trailer, I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't want to see too much of it because I didn't want to, spoil too much of what I could see. But what I saw, yeah, you said James Spader looks crazy in the trailer. And just all of the things that Vision's going to be dealing with as a whole in the trailer, it looks very exciting and very entertaining. So I am looking forward to seeing this, how they wrap everything up. And of course, knowing that Ultron is involved, that also is interesting because I want to see where they go with that and whether or not that in any way leads into some other stuff that we can see in the MCU later. So, yeah, I'm just glad they actually acknowledged, and I'm surprised that you said you saw this at Comic-Con last year, which makes me wonder why the hell haven't we seen this release yet? So, yeah, I'm very curious.
I'm muted.
Yeah,
I was monologuing the whole time, being muted. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I also wanted to show you that there's a difference when something is leaked and then when something is fake leaked, because I always stand behind Marvel purposely leaks their stuff. That Vision trailer never leaked because they didn't want that thing to leak. Not one video came in, and I watched with my own eyeballs sitting next to a guy who just took a photo of like the logo. 10 people came up, and I never saw him again. So when they don't want something leaked, they will not leak it, which goes to show you that this must be something really big and really serious. And I don't know whether or not it bleeds into the events of Doomsday, but that just shows you when they want to leak something and versus when they don't want to leak something. So very excited for this. I will be a pest to Disney and be like, hey, I exist. Black Lives Matter. Remember me. I'm matter. Let me get a screen. I waited a year for this. But yes, this looks absolutely exciting. I'm so excited. And I know people are going to be like, oh my God, where's Wanda? I believe Wanda will come back. Because it's a trilogy. Maybe she'll come back. She has to. Or if she doesn't, she doesn't. But I don't ever want to hear about this lady again. I'm tired. We've been dealing with this since I think the pandemic is when they dropped the WandaVision show. So it's been a while. But I'm excited for this. I look forward to this. I cannot wait for this to happen. And she's going to be reunited with her babies. All live happily ever after. So we have to talk about the second biggest Would it be the biggest or now? No, I think it would be the second biggest announcement. What would you say? Is it the second biggest or the biggest? Well, we're going on with Avengers Doomsday because we revealed the plot, and they finally revealed that trailer that was already leaked before, to get everybody excited. So they added some more additional footage. So let's talk Doctor Doom. This trailer was very Doom centric. We got to learn a lot more about the Dooms, and I'm not gonna lie, this looked insane. I got excited. Like, I'm really, really excited. I know tickets already went on sale. It's sold out. You can't get anything. They already made $20 million that they dropped the tickets from just pre-sales alone. So I know you have your ticket, and you are standing there with your popcorn, and you are ready right now. You said after this podcast, I am leaving, and I am standing online. So here we go. Doomsday. What I'll go to you first in terms of, are you excited after seeing this trailer? Did it do anything with your tingling inside?
I would say that I am 1000% excited after seeing this trailer. A few things that I would like to say: if Disney ever watches this video, or Marvel, whatever, I would strongly recommend they do not release another trailer that shows other stuff. I don't want to see anything else from the movie. I just want to see the movie. Because again, always when they do these trailers, you may end up seeing a major scene that's going to happen in the movie, and then when you're watching the movie, because that scene hasn't happened yet, it kind of ruins some of the experience because you know what's going to happen. But no, overall, I know they released a teaser trailer prior to this one. I think they should have just released this trailer because, and I say that because the whole conversation online was about Doom, and there was some people that was not convinced that Doom didn't really feel as though the way that they promoted Doom, it didn't really feel like it was on a level that was equal to how they promoted Thanos, because with Thanos, there were build-ups to that entire process where all of the movies and stuff like that. So they saw that last trailer. I saw a lot of conversations online. Well, this doesn't feel quite the same. This trailer kills that conversation because of the line that Doom had about hell, all this other stuff. And then you see the same scene with him and Thor, but then you also see that scene of the Sentinels. It's like, that's it. That I saw that, I said, yeah, this is great. And then of course you see, I believe it was Sue that was explaining to everybody, yeah, Victor has completely lost everything. He is broken. Like, she's talking to all the other characters. And the way that they are framing it, where you're seeing the characters reacting, dealing with loss, understanding that this is a huge threat that they all have to face. I just think it was fantastic. So I personally don't think they don't need to show anything else. And again, they already, like you said, they've already got a whole bunch of ticket sales. I did not pre-order my ticket yet because it is December, and I may be going to visit family at that time. So I figured, well, I probably should wait to see if they're going to get the ticket at that time. I don't know. But I am going to see it when it drops that same weekend. But no, this trailer was phenomenal. There's nothing else they need to show. Of course, they're still going to release another trailer because they have to do that. But I don't need to see any other trailers. I'm going to definitely see this day one.
Yeah, no, you got to get your tickets because you're not going to be able to see it day one. What are we doing? I just told you they made $20 million in just the pre-sale alone. And here you go. I'll get it eventually, but it's going to be for day one. Day one ain't there.
Well, you're right about that, because even with AMC last night, when I was trying to go on the app, they again opened up tickets to see the movie again, and I had issues navigating on the app. So I assume, there may not be any day one tickets left. We have to see what happens.
It's a brand new day. And I got that like a week in advance, and it was like, nah, you heard my struggle with trying to just find a theater.
Oh yes.
It's a mess.
Well, what about the $5? So you're saying they're not going to have the $5 T-Mobile tickets? Yeah, they may have some of them tickets, right?
Well, good luck, because you're still not gonna get a screening until like a month.
Yeah, yeah. I'll look into that. I'll
But
get that
yes,
sorted out.
this looks absolutely incredible and amazing and fabulous and everything all at once. So let's kind of break down everything that we know. Doom is a person who, had a family. He was besties with the Fantastic Four people whose name is escaping me. What's the
Reed
name of the
Richards.
family? Reed Richards and Sue Storms. So
Hmm.
they know him. They were besties. They kind of grew up together, and he was always someone who was out there trying to help people. Let's do good. He was Robert Downey Jr. was really arrogant about it. He was just really nice, and he wanted to help people. His wife and his son died, and because of that, it hardened his heart, and he turned really evil behind that. And you can see when they did the activations through D23 with the different suits, they changed out Doom suit from something that was like very human, warm colors, to this big metal armor and pieces of, to kind of do that emotional transformation of the character. It's all metaphor. So I absolutely loved that aspect of it. But as I was saying, they were little besties, and Sue Storm narrates that, he had a very tragic past. He is from Earth 828, not our Earth, but Earth 828. He lost his wife and son, and it caused this complete descent into this villain character where it's kind of tied to the multiverse incursions. And he seeks revenge by bringing the dead back to life. That is his whole plan. What opens with, and this is what I wish they never announced Robert Downey Jr. Because can you imagine how hard that would hit if all we saw was like this trailer? Because we never see his face, right? How hard that would hit when we actually in the theater and they were like, "I'm Dr. Doom," and it's like, "But it's Robert," and everybody would scream and lose their mind. Anyway, so he's seated on the throne, um, and like Doomsday Castle, and everything is green, the green windows, the green rooms, which kind of confirms that he is a master of both the science and the magic. So thank Doctor Strange. Did you get the science part? Remember what he's part of the Frank Richards and all of them, Reed Richards, and they all friends and they all know everything about science. Anyway, the runes is basically where he gets the source of his power, which is and in the D23 footage, and also with kind of the activation plot where everybody was able to walk through, it shows that the TVA, remember the Time Variance Authority with Miss Minutes, remember her and her good old Southern charm? Which, by the way, remember that scene when she was crazy about Kang and then she went crazy because he didn't want her and she lost her mind? See, well, this is what I don't understand when people are like, "Oh my God, they didn't build up to Doom." They said, yeah, because Doom wasn't supposed to be here now. We were supposed to get Kang. But Jonathan Majors did what he did. Now he's doing movies with MAGA. But anyway, the TVA decides the TVA is ruined by Doom. Doom crashes through the TVA, and his goal is to destroy the TVA because he wants to destroy the timeline branches. So the people who are the police and the authority, the timeline branches, with Loki sitting up there going like this, holding the branches together with all his might and strength, right? He is like, what the heck is going on? I have to come down to earth and start warning people about what is going on and what's happening. And this is when like he can just basically kill everybody because he's doomed. What are they gonna do? Scream? Don't do that. And he's gonna be like, I'm not gonna do that. So this is how Loki gets involved because everybody's like, yeah, why is Loki there? This is why he gets involved. They tried to destroy the TVA. So I'm expecting for me, if you want to be like all villainy, you have to kill people. I want death. I want slaughter. I want screamings. I want murder. Give me the Game of Thrones, what they did with House of the Dragons with them little kids. And I'm getting off of the tangent, but he threw them kids in front of that dragon and them kids caught on fire. Anyway, that's what I'm expecting. So the TVA is destroyed. Loki's like, not on my watch. I have to bring everybody together. This is how I think he ends up kind of bringing the team together, and what ends up being like the TVA can't stave off Doom forever. And this is when we get into the Pedro and Sue is gonna not Pedro. What's that man name? Reed Richards and Sue.
Reed Richards, yeah.
Are gonna be right. So they have like an inner battle because like this is your bestie that you grew up with. And to see him turn into like this evil person, you're gonna try to reason with him. You're gonna try to like, hey, friend, let's conversate. And they end up realizing that he is probably too far gone for that. We can't be decent. So I think that when we saw the after credit of Memelo the baby, and the baby was like, oh my gosh, that's probably his little uncle. I don't know how far point we got into Doom being like Doom, but that baby knew Doom. So that's when I thought it was like, oh, we're gonna kidnap things. I still believe the child is gonna be kidnapped. Like we gotta destroy the timeline branches. But it was more like, hey, Uncle Doom, and he was all feeling on his face. That kind of situation. As opposed to, there's a strange man. And I think Sue was surprised because she ain't seen your friend in a while. You know, when you see somebody in a while, and all of a sudden they show up at your door. That was, to me, is kind of the reaction and the response. Because at first she was like, remember she had the protective shield. She was like, oh, what's going on? And I think when he sees him, it comes down. So I don't think it's going to be something crazy and violent initially. That'll change. So what we do know is that they end up in the remember that face-to-face confrontation, as they said it, we saw in the trailer, where he's like trying to talk to him. He's trying to reason with him. And you know, Sue was like, she's a woman, so she's all like emotional about it. We once knew him, which gave that little nice, soft little narration, and that was cute. And I believe that this is, you know, because of what's going on in the different timelines, we already know, so it's not even I believe, that's when Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men, we're in X-Men, to come together along with other people. And we already know that Deadpool and Wolverine will be involved. Because remember, they did that little skit where he's like, I'm not reading anything, I'm not hostage. That kind of thing you get as well. Because it's all of the different timelines. I think what they need to do, and I hope that they do, is get rid of that stupid anchor being storyline. Remember the anchor being? Once the anchor being dies, the universe dies. Because then, if they do keep it, I'm kind of wondering, is the whole point is to protect Wolverine? Because remember, he's the anchor being. Was it Wolverine or was it Deadpool? Wolverine is the anchor being for his planet, from his Earth. So him being the anchor, was it him the anchor being? Child, I don't remember. Was
I think it is
Deadpool
Wolverine.
or it was Wolverine?
Yeah.
Okay, so Wolverine being the anchor baby, the anchor being to the Earth, they have to keep him alive. Because remember, the Earth dies once the anchor dies, which I thought this was really stupid, but whatever. I think that's how Wolverine gets involved. I could be wrong, because remember, he already was trying to save the world before with that whole thing in Wolverine and Deadpool. And also, this is how I think, like, he ends up, him being Deadpool, remember, he always wanted to be a part of the Avengers, so maybe he'll just be like, hey, I get to be in the Avengers and maybe X-Men. And I do know he ends up in the next movie doing Task Force X. But I'm getting to the point. I'm almost done. I promise. This looks amazing. What we got to see him using his power and him raising the Sentinels. You know, to see something like that as a kid in the animation cartoons, which we still have now because they bought that X-Men 97. See, it's like millennials are just getting the best of everything. But to see this in a movie, oh, child. So I'm excited. I'm very happy. I hope they wake up that Eternal that's in the Indian Ocean to like help them do something. But I'm excited. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. I did see the Fantastic Four movie when it came out. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Obviously, that scene they had at the end where, you know, you had Doom aka before, having that little interaction with the son. That was very interesting. So obviously, yeah, they still were planning to have Doom become a part of this universe and to be the next really big bad. Um, but no, I think the trailer did exactly what it needed to do, which just is to show you just how much this new Avengers, this new team, it made you worried as to whether or not they actually will be successful. Because again, you can see that Thor feels a bit helpless, even when he has his interactions with these other characters. We do know that there also is going to be some fights between certain characters from different universes, because I think there was some footage in the previous trailer of Shang Tsung fighting Gambit, I believe. So all that looks, it sounds very interesting. But no, this trailer did its job, which is to let you know that Doom is a significant threat. And then, of course, like I said, he had that little interaction with Thor, and where he stopped Thor from using the hammer and then shot him with a blast, and he went up against the gravel. Yeah, again, it's showing you that yes, everything is in disarray. This team is not going to be able to get the job done, and because they have already told us that Doom will return for Secret Wars, that tells me, well, yeah, I'm assuming that Doom is going to. This is going to be just like what happened with Thanos in that previous movie where Thanos wins. Doom is going to win, but like you said, I need to see some casualties. And I don't want to see something where you kill off a character and then that character returns. No, there needs to be permanent deaths, I would say. But no, I think the trailer was great. I'm looking forward to seeing the movie, obviously, and I guess I need to try to get that ticket ASAP.
Yeah, it's all probably already sold out. I told you, then get the ticket. The thing is $20 million in just the first day. You are screwed, sir. You are screwed. We will end up doing the review a month later. Oh, because you wouldn't get the tickets. But yes, this will be in theaters December 18th. You won't have the tickets for it. But this is going to be very fun and very excited, and kind of piggyback off of that. I'm going to say that I hope Doom wins everything. I'm tired of the villain not winning. I want them to win. Now, of course, I don't think they do, because remember, it ends up being the whole thing. And I love how they're using this movie to kind of like say, hey, MCU, we kind of screwed up with all of our, which is also the reason why they're pulling all of their shows. With creating, for some people, it becomes too complex. It becomes too much of a homework. Because we have TV shows bleeding into movies, and we have different worlds, and there's multiverses and universes, and is that really Shang-Chi that we know fighting Gambit? Who is this Gambit? You know what I mean? Because we do have X-Men, and we're going to talk about X-Men, but we're dealing with multiple worlds and replicas, and even Doomsday is Robert Downey Jr., who played Iron Man. So they kind of got convoluted. And so this is to streamline everything. They're going to use this movie as a streamline everything, where everything becomes one world, where those who are dead stay dead. And that's what's going to happen. And just for me in general, I just want the villain to win and stay winning. Have a happy stay winning villain. So that's everything that we have to say about that. Everyone is excited for that. Prayers for Richard and his tickets. We are moving on with the X-Men's, which I'm kind of wondering, will they all make an appearance in the first Doomsday? Or are we getting like a separate Doomsday? Not a separate Doomsday. Or like, how is this going to bleed into each other? But we got the full cast of the X-Men. We still do not know where Monica Rambeau is. She is missing. They don't know where she's at. She's off on another planet and they can't find her. But she is basically missing at this point. Thoughts and prayers to Monica and everything that is going on with her. So with this one came out, this was kind of fun because we got to finally see who Sue Storm is. The biggest thing was who's going to play Sue Storm. We had inklings and tidbits of what we thought was going to be Cyclops. Remember Cyclops? It was like, it's going to be the kid from The Long Walk, who's not the black one. and it ended up not being him, Cooper Hoffman. It was not Cooper Hoffman at all. So people were just kind of, it was interesting. People thought Kaylee Spanley, she was the one who played in Alien Romulus. They thought she was going to be in it. She is not in it at all. So let's break down this cast of who is actually in it. Starting with the obvious, Sadie Sink is Gray. She's Jean Grey. Kit Connor is Cyclops. Kit Connor, he's one of the kids that's known from the teenage shows. Christopher Abbott is Professor X. Samara Weaving, which they announced earlier, which I got very upset. She's Emma Frost. Remember the girl India Navarrete? I'm going to butcher that last name. Navarrete? Basically, Obsession. Remember the girl from Obsession? The crazed girl from Obsession, who actually wasn't crazy at all. She was very much within her mental capacities. She was just being possessed, because he did the curse and he was actually evil. She is Rogue. I was completely shocked by that reveal. But she is Rogue. One of the biggest surprises that I think wasn't a surprise because Kevin Feige is weird with his words, and if you are weird with your words, you're able to figure it out. He randomly, out of the blue, started stating how much he wanted to work with Adam Driver, and how Adam Driver would always say no to everything that he would bring to him. It was like, no this, no that. I don't want to be a part of that. And they've been trying to make him a part of the MCU for forever. So I'm like, why are you randomly talking about Adam Driver? Adam Driver is Mr. Sinister, but it's not what we know of. It is Mr. Sinister, but he was introduced by his alias. So that kind of makes me, we have no plot. We know nothing. But it was the most intriguing aspect of that for me. What are your thoughts on, no, I'm missing another one who is actually very important. I am missing Sue Storm. Sue Storm is going to be played, and many people are excited by this. Some people don't know, but I was very excited about this. Not Sue Storm, I meant Storm. So Storm is going to be played by, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. It's
okay. I didn't know what happened.
Oh no, we're here.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. It went short for a second. Sue Storm is being played by Maya Boyd. And many people are actually excited about this, but they don't know the reason why it's split, why people are excited about this and some people are confused. If you are heavy into Broadway, if you are very heavy into Broadway, then you would know that she is a Broadway actress who is absolutely fantastic. She was part of Merrily We Go Along, which was one of the best musical revivals. She's a part of & Juliet, which she was really good in. I don't like jukebox musicals, but she was very good in. She's a superb actress, and she's going to play Sue. It wasn't Jamie Larson. It wasn't all these other people. We still have no word about Holly Berry, and I know many people are upset because we can technically have more than one version of the character. Because remember, multiple Earths. If she's chilling with Magneto, with Patrick Stewart and them, we still don't know. Maybe they've gotten smart and they've decided we're not going to reveal anything for the time being. But what are your thoughts so far on this cast that we finally got?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I know they said that there will be some additional announcements made because I saw a lot of people was asking, where is Magneto? Where is Wolverine? So on and so forth. So there are going to be some other announcements made. But initially, with the cast announcement so far, listen, I think this is great. Now, let me start off with Maya Boyd. Yeah, I did see some of the things that she has been posting on her TikTok. I understand she's a Broadway actress. I think, yeah, this is an excellent choice because, you're giving somebody a different opportunity, somebody who really, this will be one of the first films that she'll be involved in, giving her a much larger opportunity, which I think is awesome. So I look forward to seeing her and how she embodies that character. Moving on to Jean Grey. Yeah, we know about Jean Grey. That's totally fine. Sadie Sink. I do want to see what happens with that character because I assume that character could be a part of. I don't know if we're going to see that character in Doomsday or not. I don't know, or maybe Secret Wars to some extent. We have to wait and see. So yeah, that makes sense. Adam Driver, yeah, makes perfect sense. This is Kylo Ren from the other Star Wars movies, and I'm glad that he. As soon as I saw the character he's playing, I said, yeah, this is awesome. He's playing a villain. I did also see that the character's name, because this is something that was also pointed out online, that particular character has some type of relationship with Cyclops, where there is a connection there of somebody that was harsh, treating Cyclops harsh, because they have a history. So I want to see how they tell that story and make that connection. So stay tuned for that. The character playing Cyclops, Kit Connor, I'm going to admit now, I don't know this character. I mean, I don't know this actor. Obviously, I know he was on a very popular UK Netflix show. So I do want to see what, obviously he looks like he would be very good as a Cyclops. The way his look and physique and stuff, it looks like that would be great. And again, the other thing people need to remember is these actors and actresses, they're going to be in multiple movies. So this is why the cast needs to be at a particular age so that they can age them up with, over the years. So I think that makes perfect sense. So yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm. As for Samara Weaving, I also agree with you 100%. I wish they didn't make that announcement early because that again would have been better to make that announcement at the actual show. But yeah, I think she's going to do a great. I think she'll do a great job as Emma Frost. And let me see, was that? Oh yeah, and Christopher Abbott. Now here's the thing. Now I did wait. No, wait. Hold on. Two more. Christopher Abbott. Yes. This actually makes sense to me. I saw there were others that they were saying was going to get this role. This one makes sense to me because I would like to see this particular guy play a different role. And this should be interesting because the last role I saw he was in one of your favorite movies that he played a villain in. What is it? Kraven the Hunter. Because he in that role, that character he played in that, that's a very disturbing character. One of the people that Kraven had to deal with. So I want to see him play a different role where he's actually on the good side this time. So I look forward to seeing that. And lastly, of course, Indy. That to me, honestly, was the biggest surprise of this particular casting because all the rumors online were saying that she was in the talks to play Mystique, not Rogue. And the actress Kaylee, who was in Alien, I thought she did an outstanding job in the Alien movie. But this to me was a very interesting casting because again, Indy did a phenomenal job in Obsession. We can obviously say I believe that movie changed her career in so many ways, and to see all that happen in the same year is awesome to see. So I think she's going to do a phenomenal job as a character. I know some people are angry. They're questioning why. They think this is all about the popularity. But no, this is good for her to do this because she's into a lot of these same things. She's into the gaming space. She's into all this other stuff with the comics and stuff like that. So this could be a very interesting path for her to take. And I do want to see where they go from here. But no, I think this casting so far is great. I definitely do want to see who else they're going to announce. and when those announcements are going to be made. But this is a very good casting so far, I would say.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely superb, and I'm so excited and happy for this. And I know that people wanted certain characters, but you know what makes me even more excited? Except for what's his name? No, you can even say she's still new. The cast, even though they have roles that they have been in, they're still new. You have the one who's playing Maya Boyd. She's known in Broadway, not so much in
Mhm.
TV. Um, Indy, yeah, she's been in more movies, but you know what I mean? Like, she had one big major movie. So she's still kind of like newish. And so that is why I am so excited for this cast. They all had some except for like Adam Driver, but if you look at Adam Driver, he is supposed to have that well established. I understand him playing like an established character because he has such an established career. He's very well known. And I love the fact he's not playing Magneto, he's not playing Professor X, he's playing Nathaniel Mulberry. So we get to see kind of both sides of the character try to, let me just blend in and be really normal. And then him actually it's called Mr. Sinister for a reason. It's not long, called Mr. Happy Go Lucky. So we get to see him play both of those sides. And I think her casting him in that role was great because he has that range. And I'm not to say that we don't know the other actors and what range they have. We have not seen them yet fully in the ranges. We just, Indy played that crazy character. Not, and she had range with that, but you know what I mean? Like it to me, it's just so perfectly casted. It's well suited. There's no plot details. We don't know when it's coming out. And again, I hope that this does not become a Blade situation because I don't even know if we have a script. I was shooting. Do we have anything? But they have to be, they're going to be incorporated in, if not Doomsday, definitely Secret Wars. So we'll get to see them kind of beforehand. And again, I ask, where is my Monica Rambeau? I'm concerned. So we'll see what ends up happening. There's a lot of other characters that, it's just been missing. And there's a lot of characters that they still have to announce. I hope they're keeping Holly Berry a secret. I'm praying that it's a secret. Because my queen needs to be in there. Even if they kill her off, because she's like the old part of, I hate to say old, but you know what I mean? The legacy part of X-Men. And we all know they're dying. I'm sick and tired of it. They're going to have to die. But like, where's my Holly? But overall, I am very excited for this. I think D23 overall was very exciting and very fun. And I'm just happy. Any final thoughts that you have about this entire presentation?
Well, one quick thing about X-Men, it does have a date. It's May 5th, 2028. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that part.
No, I just
so
saw
excited.
it.
I forgot the actual date.
No, I just saw it.
Well, you better get your.
So in other words, whatever other announcements they make
had a date too.
Yeah, you're right. It did have a date. It did have a date. Hopefully it does get. Hopefully it does get done. But I will say that means you probably ain't going to hear any other cast announcements until maybe, I don't know, Comic-Con next year or something. I don't know. Because 2028 is
New York
that's a while
coming up.
That's true. Yeah. That's very likely there could be some updates. They're definitely going to probably, well, I would imagine they may have some footage to show next year at Comic-Con, if anything.
Yeah, definitely San Diego Comic-Con next year. They'll have something, maybe a trailer.
Yeah. But no, but overall, I think the D23 show looked like there was a lot of great announcements. Hopefully in the future, maybe the Koalition will attend one of these shows, the D23, just to see the live experience. But no, Disney has quite a bit of things on the way. So there's a lot to look forward to. I understand not every project will be successful, but I'm definitely looking forward to the animated stuff. I'm looking forward to the TV shows, and I'm just glad that they finally decided, okay, we are going to do this VisionQuest show finally. So let's see where everything goes. But yeah, definitely looking forward to what's ahead.
I'm excited for VisionQuest. But yeah, everyone's excited and looking forward to everything that's happening. And then again, I'm very happy for the originals. So we got some original projects in the making too. Just don't cancel things. And or if you do decide to work on the TV stuff, cancel those projects either. Because I need to be able to turn on Disney Plus and watch a series that's currently in progress. I can't do that. I'm upset. Um, so yes, overall, it's been very exciting. I host joined by Mr. Richard Bailey Jr. I know he's very excited for the Disney Princess concert tomorrow. So he's getting his popcorn and his little sandwiches together for that. And I have kind of been your host. Stay tuned for this channel where I said we will have interviews from D23. We will have panels from D23. And we will have more information because D23 is still ongoing. Percy Jackson and Dim, I believe it's tonight. And then there's the whole Princess concert. And they're doing Spider-Man, like 65 years of Spider-Man right now. So we will be back with more information soon. And also, Green Lanterns is tomorrow, which I have seen. And I'm excited for everyone to see it. So, yes, I have been, and we have interviews with the Green Lantern cast because HBO said we see each other. And we have that. So, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, will be coming to you soon. I am your host, Dana. Any final words, Mr. Bailey? Anything you'd like to promote? GamesCon.
Oh no. Well, first and foremost, yes, thank you all for checking out our discussion. Definitely stay tuned to hear on the Koalition Entertainment for all the stuff that Dana mentioned she's going to be covering. As for the gaming side, the Koalition Gaming, yeah, there's a lot of things happening with Gamescom in about 2 weeks, but there's games coming out around the same time. I'm actually playing some of these games, so you definitely will want to stay tuned to the Koalition Gaming because I'll be having some reviews and different talks. And of course, we're definitely going to talk about the Grand Theft Auto Netflix stuff. So make sure you definitely stay tuned to the Koalition Gaming because a lot of things are going to be dropping very soon.
Absolutely. And do not subscribe for Netflix to watch trailers. Just don't do that. That's crazy. Like, it's really not that important. Just wait 6 hours. You will be all right. You're not missing out on anything. There's no FOMO here. And plus, people will be streaming it. So you will actually be able to see it in real time. Probably on somebody's TikTok or Reddit. So, yeah, or just Twitter itself. Don't buy the subscription. So, yes, very excited about that. Very excited for GTA 6 coming out eventually. It'd be hilarious if we got a X-Men movie before we got GTA 6. But fun times. I've been your host, Dana, joined by Mr. Richard Bailey Jr. Thank you for watching us. See you whenever we see you. Have a great day, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching us. Thank you.